Here we go. Vegas, NAB 2025. Flight only got delayed by, what, 3.5 hours? Three. Supposed to leave at 6:45. Now it's 9:25. So see you at the airport. Welcome to Vegas, baby. Machines everywhere. I never miss it here, but third year in a row, it'll be fun. We are here at the convention center. We decided to walk. So I'm actually not that far from the convention center. We thought it was going to be a lot longer. It kind of sucks. The part of the convention center I'm closest to is actually shut down for construction, of course. Again, this happened last year. But we're here. Convention center, West Hall here. Beautiful Black Magic advertising on this Marriott literally every year I've been here. So for the third year in a row, they've got their Ursa line up on the hotel. So kind of cool to watch. We're just gonna walk the strip, have some fun. I realized I don't have anything tomorrow morning, so come with me on the journey of Vegas for the first day. At the In-N-Out, maybe go to In-N-Out.
This is better.
No. Looks beautiful. It's my favorite part of Vegas.
Realistic, but
no, that's like,
that's pretty good.
That's my favorite part. When we walk the strip, that is like the coolest scene you can see. In my opinion.
That's
humble opinion. I gotta stay there. Shoot.
There's your high dollar place.
But there you go.
Steve Wynn.
Favorite place right there. Check it out. The Wynn. We just walked a lot. It is now currently 2:35. We are just outside of our hotel. It's like a half mile off the strip. Since midnight, I have gotten a total of 13,571 steps. Since midnight. So we've walked a good amount. We've walked, does it say how many miles? We've walked 5.5 miles, 5.69 miles since midnight.
Before you go to bed.
So, you know, we'll go to bed for a few hours.
Is a bonus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed for a few hours. I gotta wake up early to buy a pair of shoes because I'm stupid. And then I've got 2 conference show pieces tomorrow. And then we're off for another fun night. And then the real fun begins. So see you tomorrow morning because I'm tired now. Not really, but I want to go to sleep. All right, day 1. We are here just leaving the hotel. We're gonna go get some breakfast. So after that, we will head over to the convention center and get going with our first day. So let's go check that out.
All right. I have to send them to Grandma.
For my high school video teacher, Mr. O'Brien, we went to the Bagel Mania here and got some bagels. I got a toasted old school everything bagel. So let's see what it looks like. Right here. Beautiful, beautiful bagel right here.
There's a line, but it moves quick.
Yeah, there was a very big line, but it was definitely worth it. So we're gonna eat for a bit. I've learned that my first thing doesn't start till 4 o'clock now. So yeah, we're gonna go hang out a bit. So see you after I eat. So just got my badge. It is just this little piece of paper here. It's pretty fun. It says Ross on the back. But just picked it up from the West Hall Convention Center registration pickup area. And yeah, now I finish this coffee, maybe walk around and go to day 1 of session. Here at the Venetian Hotel, it looks really pretty. Last year we walked this section at like, what, midnight, 1 in the morning? And they even have a little gondola thing going on here that you can ride, but it's super pretty. There's like a really old actual gondola down here that's super, super pretty. So this is another fun place to walk around, especially at night when there's nobody out here. It's like completely dead and you can just walk around in this peaceful little place that looks like the Venetian. And they do a good job of replicating it. So highly recommend checking it out if you're here. at NAB or just in Vegas in general. All right, so I just finished up my first conference show about handhelds and how broadcast gets into handhelds. But it was a pretty cool conference. It's kind of a boring conference room. This one wasn't as much fun. Tomorrow's when a lot of the fun stuff starts, so I can't wait to show you guys that. But we finished our first one. Is that a pigeon in the conference center? Oh my God, there's a pigeon in the conference center. Where'd it go? That's weird. Okay, well, we just finished up our first show conference, and yeah, we're gonna head out to get some dinner here soon. But overall, the conference first show went well. It was kind of a boring one, but I'm glad I went. I learned some cool stuff about some of the process that happens after what I do, and it's always good to know more about the stuff going on around you, especially in the broadcast world. So we are on Fremont Street right now. This is my first time. In the 4 years in a row I've been here, I've never been to Fremont Street. It is really crazy with the screen that's all over, all around, and there's people everywhere. It feels like TikTok town. It's definitely different than what I'm used to, but yeah, it's really cool. Just a city boy. All right, I just finished up getting some tea and a breakfast sandwich, so we're going to find a spot to eat here. I'll probably just head over to the convention center and eat in the lobby of the convention center so that I know I'm there and ready for the first session of the day. It's about, it's the start of the sports summit stuff, so it'll be a bunch of stuff about sports broadcasting and how we can keep improving our work environment and workloads in the sports broadcasting environment and industry. So can't wait. See you at the convention center for day 2.
I think it's important to understand that my family's name has been in the media since I was 7 years old.
Patino, Red Rising, Tuesdays at 10 on Vice.
That's raw. It's raw. It's unfiltered. It's, people might have mixed opinions on if you want to hear that as a player, but.
All right, I just finished up with the 2 sessions at the West Hall Theater. They were really, really good. I got to meet a few awesome sports filmmakers and sports journalists. One of them being a guy who worked on many Netflix documentaries with many of the GOATs of sports and how that pertains to the sports industry and how we can keep that growing as a business. But he worked with Kobe. His business is called Religion of Sports, I believe. I'll try and put up a thing on the screen now, but he was amazing. He worked with people like Kobe, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, all these different people in the sports industry that people could see as GOATs and just use that to build documentaries and grow the story of how sports pertains to each person's life in some way. So now we are headed over to North Hall for a bit. I have to meet up with my boss at Colorado College, as well as go do a quick thing with, I think it's Fujifilm is doing a little session on one of their new camera lenses and how it can be used in the sports broadcast aspect of our line of work. So
yeah, so we got brought in very early on. The director and the lighting designer, Tom, brought me in, and she's very involved. So as soon as we started, we were talking about it for probably a month.
we are now in South Hall Lower. I don't know if there's anything upper, I'll have to check, but this is your more broadcast specific stuff. So you got your Ross booth and your Blackmagic booth and your Adobe behind it and stuff like that. And so this is probably one of my favorite halls, other than North Hall is my favorite, but some really cool stuff. I'll try and show off some of the stuff when I get a chance, but we are headed back over. I found Gavin, and we're gonna head back over and try and find my boss from CC and get some meeting stuff in. We just got done with day one of NAB Show. Well, technically day two. I'm calling it day one. I called the first day half.
That was day 3.
But
It starts on Friday.
is it really?
I mean, yeah, they start doing the education stuff that Friday.
Yeah, with the education stuff. Technically NAB day 2, or in my terms, NAB day 1. But
Day 1 of
either way, we finished the day. It was a good day. I ended up getting with my boss from CC, and we got to go around some of the exhibition floor and just kind of figured out some of the stuff for the behind the scenes of CC. So I didn't get much of the footage of that, but it was a lot of fun. We ended up spending, 3 hours talking with them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Learned some good stories, had a lot of fun, found some new stuff for next season of hockey. So we'll see if I can show any of that here in the upcoming days, if I can go back and look at some of that stuff to get on camera. But until then, I am now headed back to the hotel to drop off all this stuff and then go probably find dinner with my dad, because I did not eat lunch today. I didn't have time. It was a super busy day and I'm starving now. So we have made it to the Bellagio fancy little garden area. They call it the conservatory, which is very fancy. Last year it was like a little garden, fairy garden type of thing. I think for somebody's wedding is kind of what it sounded like. Now it's honeybees.
And the smell. Like there's,
Yeah.
smells like
And a lot of flowers go into this. I'm pretty sure all of the flowers are real. It's very pretty.
Oh, the screens are new.
Whoa. Screens with waterfall in front of the screens. It's like really pretty. All right, just off headed to the convention center. Figured I'd update you guys before we got there as to what the plan is today. I got my breakfast and my tea, but the goal today is mainly I need to meet up with some of my teachers so that I can talk to them about some class stuff and also just see what they're doing out here and how it's going. And then other than that, we're gonna check out some of the booths in North Hall and South Hall that I wasn't able to check out yesterday, as well as maybe get some shots for you guys to see of some of the stuff I saw yesterday. And then there's a few sessions on some sports topics and creator topics that I'd like to go see. So we're gonna see if we can get into some of those, if not all of them today, depending on how busy the day gets. So yeah, just headed on my way. Hotel's right back there. So I still got a little bit of a walk, but overall, not too bad of a start of a day. So I just finished checking out Seagate here. Their booth is absolutely amazing. And this is the kind of fun stuff that I love at NAB. You kind of just walk around and check out a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't usually check out, right? But they have this cool little system where you got to do little tours of each of their different types of drives, and then as you went through, you could get stamps for a raffle. And then at the end, I spun a wheel to possibly win one of their drives or a PS4, or you could choose on a wall of different stuff. There was a whole bunch of different fun things you could get, right? And so I ended up with this candy because I tried to go for the raffle and get a PS4 or PS5 / hard drive. I was really hoping for the hard drive, but that's the kind of fun stuff that you get at NAB that's just like, makes your day a little bit more fun when you're walking around for 20 miles around this giant convention center, and you get to talk to some cool people. So I may have a session coming up. I'm kind of deciding if I want to go to it, but I'll see you when I turn on the camera again.
Motorsports is interesting to me because you've got all these different systems. We just talked about some telemetry and cameras and audio.
Amongst you, I'm going to ask you more about that. Andy, we've talked a lot about the role of young adults and how kind of.
All right, I just finished up the second session that I had this afternoon. It was on how they're integrating AI into the space of professional soccer, and how it can be used to create short-form content and interact with other people's short-form content in things like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, stuff like that. So it was pretty interesting, but I think that'll do for NAB Show Day 3. I've had a good time, but there's not much else to do today. I got through a lot of sessions and talked to a lot of booths. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head to the hotel, and then we'll see what we're doing from there. We are on our way back to the hotel after getting dinner and walking the strip again tonight. Main event of tonight was the Bellagio. We went to go do the Bellagio fountains. I would rate it a 9 out of 10. Just behind the Bellagio fancy room that I can't ever remember the name of. And I give that a 9.5 out of 10, just because it's one of those things that, like, personally, I don't choose to go look at rooms full of flowers and stuff, but it's kind of just so well done and peaceful that, like, you almost just have to respect that it looks so good. Yeah, just headed back to the hotel. I will see you for day 4 tomorrow. Oh, that's cool. We're on our way back to the hotel, and these guys are they're filming an ad at the convention center on the way. So the film guys are in the back of the truck, and they're filming, and there's all these really, really sick cars. It's for a detailing business, but look at these. All these beautiful cars. Holy cow. Dude, that's awesome. We found the right time to come back, huh?
There's a bunch of money sitting
Oh, there's the Rolls Royce we saw in the wind. That's the one that was at the Win.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that is so sick. There you go, detail. That's so cool. Love these. Only in Vegas do you see random stuff like that at the convention center getting filmed. They're filming a video. Somebody go find that video when it gets posted. It's day 4. Can't wait. Super excited for the final day of show for me. I will be out tomorrow on a plane back, but today, first goal, I'm gonna try and get the Insta360 Go 3S, I believe is what it's called, in the booth today. I'm gonna try and buy it today. So come with me on that journey as we go to buy another camera, because it's just an addiction at this point. And then from there, we've got some really cool sessions that I'll talk about later throughout the morning. So yeah, can't wait. We're about halfway to the convention center. It's just up there. I'll see you there.
All right, so the Apple Vision Pro, it's a really advanced device. It has eye tracking. It has obviously that outward-facing camera, and then inside it has 23 billion pixels that we need to get video to. And so that's a really high spec to hit.
All day, every day.
Alright, as I am starting to finish up with a lot of my sessions, I have 1 or 2 in the afternoon here. I decided I want to go through and I'm going to go to each of the booths that I found some really cool products in and just take you around and show you, get some more in-depth video of some of these really, really cool products that I found this year that I think are some of my favorites, at least, on what could be coming up next in the industry and what I think is really cool for the average guy like me who can't afford a ton. So yeah, come with me to check out some of these booths that I think have some of the coolest new products coming out.
Editor Noah here. It was too loud in booth to get this. So first up, Sony booth. They always have a good selection of sports cameras, virtual production, instant replay, personal cameras. So their booth is always one you gotta hit up and just check out what they've got. But it's always one of the most busy because of that. Up next, Fujifilm had an amazing booth this year, showing off some of their sports lenses, I believe. So they've got this beautiful sports desk, and just getting to see some of the crazy lenses they had was absolutely phenomenal, and probably one of my favorite booths of the year. Coming into products, the first product at the DJI booth, the Action 5 Pro. It's an amazing action camera that I want to get my hands on at some point. Obviously, NAB Show Product of the Year nominee for this year. Comes in a few different bundles. Super, super amazing price. I was actually really shocked talking to some of the people at the booth at how amazing this camera is, especially for the price. So definitely go check it out. It was probably my 4th favorite. Up next, the Osmo Pocket 3, also by DJI. If you can get it in the bundle, even better. It's what I have. I got it at Costco, but it's what I use to vlog on, and it's amazing. Next, Insta360 Go 3S. I bought it at the booth, and it was amazing. I've been using it almost every day. We've got the Wandered booth, another thing that I bought their product right away. Their backpacks are amazing. I've been looking for an outdoor backpack/pack, and they come with these beautiful cubicles, some straps and stuff to just really hammer down that camera aspect. And then finally, we've got the SmallRig Tribex Lite, and I'll let Vegas Me take it from here.
So you can just grab this little handle here, move these up, grab the handle, and it will drop it down to a nice little size for you to grab, right? Then you can pull out your legs, and then you just grab this handle again, squeeze, lift, there. If you want to level it again, grab, level. grab, level. You can move out the legs and extend them by pulling out these little pieces here.
Look at that.
And that allows you
Look
to
at that tripod. That's a wow.
that out. And then if you want to, there you go. Level here. So this is one of my favorite personal products of 2025 NAB. Check it out. Finished up with NAB Day 4, also known as Finished Up with NAB 2025 as the sun sets. It was a very, very fun year this year. I still have some fun products to show, but that will do it for most of the video. So, cut to montage of tonight and airplane. And thanks for tuning in to the 2025 NAB vlog.